Have you ever wondered why she seems so profoundly affected when she notices you've moved on, even if she was the one who ended things? It's not just about the new woman in your life. It's a more profound reaction tied to her sense of control, emotional validation, and the uncomfortable realization of being replaced. This shift can trigger jealousy, regret, and even anger for many women, especially when they perceive that her replacement wasn't a significant upgrade. In this video, we'll deeply dive into her emotional world. What's going on behind her reactions? Why is being replaced a personal challenge to her self-worth? And how can she navigate this phase with confidence and composure? We'll explore how women test boundaries, why they react so strongly to being replaced, and the powerful message it sends when you shift your focus away from chasing her, instead toward your growth and self-respect. Whether it's understanding why she's stalking your social media, attempting to reconnect, or playing emotional games, we'll provide actionable insights on handling these situations with grace and strength. By the end of this video, you'll understand her mindset and learn how to build a life where you're setting the narrative, moving forward without looking back, and attracting the kind of relationships that genuinely align with your values. Let's unpack this together, step by step. Number 1. Navigating the subtle dynamics, confidence in the face of games. In the intricate dance of relationships, there comes a time when boundaries are tested, not out of malice, but as a way of assessing character. Whether consciously or not, women may engage in behaviors that challenge their sense of self-assurance and resilience. These moments are not meant to discourage, but to reveal the depth of your confidence and your security in your worth. When a man places excessive focus on one woman, clinging to her approval or bending over backward to meet her every whim, it can inadvertently send a message of neediness, suggesting a lack of alternatives or self-possession. A man who radiates confidence and maintains an independent sense of identity stands out. Women are naturally drawn to partners who possess an abundance mindset, a mentality that reflects self-worth and the ability to thrive independently of external validation. This mindset isn't about flaunting other options or creating false competition, but demonstrating that your life is fulfilling, dynamic, and complete, even outside the relationship. Consider a scenario where a woman tests your resolve by becoming less available or distant. A man grounded in his self-worth doesn't respond with desperation or an urgent need to close the gap. Instead, he steps back, observes her actions, and allows her to reveal whether she genuinely values his presence. By not chasing after her or overcompensating to win her attention, he communicates a quiet confidence that she must meet him halfway, respecting his time and energy as much as he respects hers. Building this abundance mindset requires effort and introspection. It begins with nurturing your passions, friendships, and goals. When cultivating a life rich in interests and connections, you naturally project an aura of independence and self-sufficiency. This, in turn, makes you more appealing, as it underscores your ability to bring something unique and valuable to the relationship. Women are likely to appreciate and invest in a man who demonstrates that he has a whole, thriving existence beyond her. Moreover, staying composed when faced with games or emotional tests reflects emotional intelligence. It shows momentary challenges do not easily sway you, and that you're secure enough to let actions, not words, determine the course of the relationship. This steadiness is particularly attractive because it provides stability and trust, qualities women deeply value in a partner. Ultimately, relationships are about balance and mutual respect. While it's natural to feel a strong pull towards someone you care about, it's equally important to maintain your individuality and resist the urge to place all your happiness in their hands. A woman who truly values you will recognize your strength and independence, appreciate the dynamic of mutual give and take, and demonstrate confidence. Maintain your sense of purpose and stay grounded in who you are, creating a foundation for a connection that thrives on respect and authenticity. Ultimately, love isn't about winning someone over at all costs. It's about standing firm in your identity, offering your best self, and letting the right person meet you on equal footing. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's the quiet assurance that you are worthy of love and respect, with or without games to prove it. Number 2. The power of moving on. How replacement sparks transformation. There is a transformative power in the decision to move on from a woman who disrespects or undervalues you. This act of replacement, investing your energy in someone who appreciates your worth, sends a profound and unmistakable message. When a woman realizes she is no longer the center of your attention, it often sparks an unexpected shift in her behavior. The realization that you've moved on to someone similar, or in her eyes even better, triggers introspection and regret. This dynamic works because it demonstrates one critical truth: you are not emotionally dependent on her. Independence and self-respect are qualities that demand recognition. Many women do not anticipate a man's ability to replace them quickly and decisively, and this element of surprise can leave them questioning their behavior. They may wonder why they took you for granted, underestimated your ability to walk away, and how their actions led to such a decisive outcome. In moving forward, the key is to do so with dignity and purpose. It's not about making a spectacle of your departure or seeking revenge. Instead, it's about prioritizing your self-worth and building meaningful connections with someone who reciprocates your efforts and values your time. When you shift your energy toward a woman who truly appreciates you, your actions speak volumes. The person you choose to invest in next doesn't need to be flaunted or compared. The quiet confidence in your decision leaves the most significant impact. What's important is avoiding any temptation to discuss the replacement with her or mutual acquaintances. When you move on, let your actions speak louder than words. Engaging in conversations about why you've chosen a different path risks diminishing the powerful message of your independence. It's not about convincing anyone of your worth. It's about living in a way that naturally demonstrates it. This process teaches invaluable lessons, not just to her, but also to you. By refusing to settle for less than you deserve, you cultivate a stronger sense of self-respect and clarity about what you want in a partner. You realize the importance of mutual respect, shared values, and genuine effort in a relationship. And as you move forward with someone who truly values your presence, you experience the growth and fulfillment that come from being with a partner who sees your worth and matches your energy. Ultimately, the replacement's power is not about games or manipulation. It's about making decisions that align with your values and refusing to accept anything that undermines your self-worth. A man who walks away from disrespect and embraces the possibility of a better connection shows strength, resilience, and the ability to prioritize his happiness. And it is in this self-respect that you find personal growth and the potential for a deeper, more meaningful connection with someone who truly values you. Number 3. The emotional toll of being replaced. Understanding and navigating complex reactions. When a relationship ends, if another quickly replaces one partner, the psychological impact on the woman who feels replaced can be profound. Such an experience is not just a matter of heartbreak, it often directly challenges her self-worth. Many women internalize this situation, interpreting it as a reflection of their inadequacies or failures rather than a simple shift in circumstances. This emotional weight often fuels behaviors that may appear irrational or exaggerated, but they are deeply rooted in human psychology and the need for validation. The woman who feels replaced might turn to social media, obsessively scrolling through posts to create a narrative about the new relationship. She may seek evidence that she was somehow better or reasons to dismiss the new connection. This habit stems from an attempt to regain control over an uncontrollable situation, as the reality of being replaced disrupts her sense of agency. When her efforts to find solace through these comparisons fail, frustration can transform into anger or even passive-aggressive behaviors. For instance, she might send ambiguous messages, reach out to mutual friends, or post cryptic online statements hinting at her inner turmoil. Such reactions are common, grounded in a primal response to rejection. However, it's essential to recognize that these emotions, while valid, are her responsibility to manage. For men navigating this dynamic, maintaining boundaries becomes critical. If she attempts to reconnect or insert herself into your life after the breakup, it's essential to communicate clearly and kindly, reaffirm that the relationship has ended, and redirect any lingering conversations toward closure rather than reopening old wounds. This approach minimizes unnecessary conflict and reinforces your commitment to moving forward. Equally significant is the need to handle the transition with dignity. While it may be tempting to flaunt the new relationship or highlight the differences, doing so can intensify her feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Instead, focus on building your new connection with respect and discretion, avoiding gestures that might appear vindictive. Acting with integrity in these moments not only preserves your character, but also helps to mitigate unnecessary drama. It's also worth understanding that these reactions are not about you, even though they may seem deeply personal. They are reflections of her inner struggles and her journey to regain balance. Like all individuals, women process rejection in unique ways, and what may appear as dramatic or unwarranted behavior often masks a more profound pain, unworthy or forgotten. For the man moving on, this situation is a powerful reminder to approach the end of relationships with empathy and maturity. While it's not your responsibility to fix her feelings, it is within your control to ensure your actions do not unnecessarily contribute to her distress. Set a tone of respect and resolution, offering her the space to heal, while focusing on the growth and potential of your new partnership. Number 4. The power of having options, how it shapes attraction and respect in relationships. In relationships, one of the most compelling dynamics for women is the notion of choice. When a woman observes that a man can move on quickly and isn't overly attached to any one outcome, it signals his self-respect and inherent value. This doesn't mean he is emotionally detached or unwilling to invest. It demonstrates that he has standards and is not desperate for validation or attention. Women are often drawn to men who show they can walk away when necessary, reinforcing that they deserve someone who aligns with their values. Having options creates a sense of challenge, an attractive quality in any man. If a woman perceives that you are highly desirable and have the potential for other meaningful connections, she is more likely to respect you. This does not mean playing games or pretending to be uninterested when you are genuinely interested. It means embodying a healthy level of independence. The key is to ensure that you remain emotionally available while keeping your options open by maintaining other aspects of your life that are fulfilling and engaging. Building a life where options are naturally available begins with continuous self-improvement. A man who invests in his physical, mental, and social well-being is inherently attractive. These efforts don't need to be dramatic or extreme. They should be genuine and focused on building your overall satisfaction with life. Take time to nurture your hobbies, expand your knowledge, and develop meaningful relationships with friends and peers. This balance creates a rich life, with experiences and connections, without the need to seek out romantic attention constantly. When you are busy and fulfilled with various aspects of your life, romantic opportunities will often arise organically. Moreover, maintaining a strong social network naturally generates options. You'll find that with various social interactions, whether through work, shared hobbies, or mutual connections, your social circle broadens, and so do your opportunities for meaningful connections. This is not about juggling multiple relationships superficially. It's about building a life so complete that the idea of dependency on one relationship seems unnecessary. What makes a man most attractive to a woman is the ability to walk a fine line between independence and availability. It's not about being overly distant or cold, but instead demonstrating that your life is complete in itself, and any romantic connection is simply an addition to what is already a fulfilling existence. When a woman sees that a man isn't desperate or trying too hard to gain her affection, it creates irresistible confidence and self-assurance. Number 5. Understanding emotional manipulation in relationships and how to protect yourself. In any relationship, it's crucial to recognize when emotions are manipulated, mainly when someone uses tactics to regain control or elicit a specific reaction. Women, just like anyone else, may sometimes resort to subtle or not so subtle emotional manipulation to influence their partner's decisions or behavior. These tactics can range from guilt-tripping to bringing up memories or comparing you to others to make you feel inadequate. Such behaviors are often designed to keep you invested in the relationship, make you second-guess your choices, or shift the balance of power in the dynamic. One common tactic of emotional manipulation is guilt-tripping. It often happens when a partner tries to make you feel responsible for their emotions or situations. For example, she may say things like, "I can't believe you'd choose that over me," or "If you cared about me, you wouldn't do this." This makes you feel guilty and forces you to reconsider your actions or decisions, out of fear of causing harm or disappointment. Similarly, comparing you to others, whether past partners, friends, or even her expectations, can make you feel inadequate or insecure, making you work harder to prove your worth. Another common strategy is invoking memories or incidents in a way that puts emotional pressure on you. This could look like bringing up past arguments, grievances, or moments of vulnerability shared in the relationship, often when it's convenient for her. By reminding you of these memories, she aims to stir up feelings of nostalgia, regret, or responsibility, drawing you back into a cycle of emotional attachment. Stoicism doctrines intentionality. Without understanding intentionality, there can be no intention to move. These tactics can be incredibly effective in keeping you emotionally involved, even when stepping away or making a clear decision might be best. Understanding these manipulation tactics is the first step in protecting yourself. The key is to recognize them and avoid engaging in emotional debates. When you feel manipulated, it's essential to maintain clarity and distance, refusing to let the moment's emotions cloud your judgment. Stay firm in your decisions instead of getting caught up in an emotional back and forth. Trust that your choices are grounded in what is best for you, and do not allow someone to manipulate you into changing your course based on guilt or pressure. A helpful strategy for maintaining emotional clarity is practicing emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring or become indifferent, but it means stepping back enough to see the situation clearly and avoid being swayed by emotional tactics. When you practice emotional detachment, you can listen to what is being said without automatically feeling compelled to react or fix the situation. This enables you to make decisions based on logic, boundaries, and long-term well-being rather than short-term emotions. It's also vital to politely but firmly deflect attempts to rekindle a conversation or re-establish a connection when you sense manipulation at play. For example, if she brings up memories or tries to guilt-trip you, calmly acknowledge her feelings, but assert your position without getting dragged into an emotional debate. You might say, "I understand that you're upset, but I've made my decision and I believe it's right for me." This approach shows respect for her feelings without compromising your clarity and boundaries. Number 6. The power of independence and leadership. Why women are drawn to confident men. One of the most attractive qualities in a man is the ability to maintain his independence while navigating life's challenges with decisiveness and strength. A man who stands firm in his principles, refuses to be swayed by temporary emotion, and leads by example is respected and admired. Leadership in a relationship isn't about control or dominance. It's about setting clear boundaries and prioritizing personal growth. Women gravitate toward men who exhibit confidence in themselves and their ability to make decisions that align with their values. An independent man doesn't rely on external validation to define his worth. His confidence comes from within, from a deep self-awareness that doesn't waver when others offer approval or criticism. This inner strength is magnetic. It creates an aura of stability that makes him someone others want to be around, and someone women are drawn. Focusing on his growth, pursuing his passions, and continuously striving to better himself shows that he is not looking for someone to complete him, but rather someone to share his journey with. It's easy to think that showing vulnerability or constantly seeking reassurance is a sign of openness or closeness, but it often undermines a person's perceived strength. Women respect men who are grounded in their sense of self and lead their lives without being swayed by fleeting emotions or outside pressures. A man who stands firm in his decisions and remains calm in adversity commands respect from others and his partner. In this context, leadership involves creating an authentic and fulfilling life, where boundaries are respected and decisions are made with clarity and purpose. Women respect men who do not compromise their principles for the sake of others, especially regarding the things that matter most to them. A man who compromises his values to appease someone else is doing a disservice to himself and the relationship. It conveys that he is willing to sacrifice his integrity for comfort or approval, undermining trust and respect. Developing a strong sense of self-worth is key to becoming a man who inspires admiration. This self-worth doesn't rely on external recognition. It is rooted in an inner belief in one's abilities and a sense of purpose that transcends fleeting moments of validation. A man who leads his life with this mindset doesn't have to seek attention or approval constantly. His confidence shines through in the way he carries himself and in his choices that align with his values and vision for the future. The power of independence and leadership lies in balancing self-reliance and connection. A man who leads confidently and maintains his independence doesn't isolate himself. Instead, he invites others to join him in his journey. Women are drawn to men capable of standing on their own 2 feet, but who also understand the importance of sharing their experiences with a partner. Leadership in a relationship is not about controlling the other person, but guiding the relationship with a clear sense of direction, where both individuals can grow and thrive. Number 7. The power of replacing over chasing. a guide to building confident, fulfilling relationships. In the world of dating and relationships, there is a subtle yet powerful distinction between chasing and replacing, and understanding this difference can change how you approach romantic connections. As much as they desire love and connection, women respect men who do not chase them, but show the confidence to replace them if the relationship does not align with their values. This isn't about arrogance or indifference. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than a relationship that complements your life's goals. Chasing a woman can be interpreted as a sign of desperation or insecurity. When a man constantly runs after someone, seeking validation or approval, it often conveys a lack of self-assurance. This behavior can unintentionally push the other person away, signaling that the man is willing to compromise his values, time, and self-respect for a relationship that might not even be right for him. It is a pattern that many women recognize and, over time, lose respect for. On the other hand, replacing, in this context, refers to a mindset rooted in confidence and abundance. A man who knows his worth and values himself will not chase after a relationship that isn't serving him. Instead, he'll walk away without hesitation, understanding that countless other opportunities align more closely with his needs and goals. This doesn't mean he takes relationships lightly or is quick to walk away, but he doesn't cling to something that no longer adds value to his life. For example, suppose a man is in a relationship where his values, ambitions, or overall life direction don't align with his partner's. In that case, he shouldn't feel compelled to continue out of fear of being alone or a misguided sense of loyalty. Instead, he should recognize that staying in a relationship that isn't right for him is more harmful than taking the necessary steps to end it and seek something better. Women, in turn, are often drawn to men who embody this kind of self-assurance. Those who have clarity about their values and prioritize their growth and well-being. This mindset does not come from arrogance or entitlement, but self-respect and a deep understanding that life is too short to settle for mediocrity. When a man prioritizes his growth, whether through career success, personal development, or fostering meaningful relationships, he naturally becomes more attractive to women looking for someone with direction, purpose, and a clear vision for their future. A key insight is that when you replace the need to chase with a focus on personal growth and self-improvement, you become more desirable and more capable of building a meaningful relationship. As you grow in confidence, your ability to attract relationships that are more fulfilling and aligned with your goals increases. The more you invest in yourself, the more likely you will find someone who shares your values and ambitions. Replacing rather than chasing reflects an understanding that love and relationships should be built on mutual respect and alignment. Chasing often puts one person in a position of powerlessness, while replacing ensures that both individuals enter into a relationship as equals with shared goals and a genuine desire to connect. Number 8. Understanding the roots of anger, why women react to feeling replaced. In relationships, one of the most potent emotions women often experience is anger, especially when they feel as though they have been replaced or pushed aside. This reaction isn't always about the actions themselves, but rather the feeling of losing control over the narrative or dynamic of the relationship. In these moments, a woman might feel threatened by change or someone else stepping into a space she once held. The anger that surfaces is not always personal, but rather a result of losing influence or power in the situation. At the core of this anger is a deep need to maintain control over the relationship's direction. Women, like all people, seek stability and certainty in their connections, and when those dynamics shift unexpectedly, Whether due to a new person or a change in your behavior, it can create a sense of insecurity. This can lead to frustration as they try to reassert their position or regain control over a situation that feels increasingly out of their hands. In these situations, it's crucial to understand that anger does not necessarily reflect the person you are or the choices you've made. Instead, it will monitor her emotional struggle of feeling displaced or forgotten. Her anger may come across as sharp or pointed, but it's often rooted in her fears and concerns about being replaced. Recognizing this emotional backdrop helps you understand that the anger is not personal but a reaction to deeper feelings of vulnerability. When you encounter this anger, the key is not to let it control your actions or cloud your judgment. It's easy to be tempted to appease or apologize, to try to diffuse the situation with reassurance or promises. However, this often plays into the dynamic she's seeking to reassert. Instead of reacting impulsively, focus on your well-being and growth. Whether you engage or maintain distance, your response should be based on what's best for you, not driven by a desire to placate her emotions. Maintaining a stoic demeanor in these moments is a powerful tool. Women are more likely to respect you when they see that you remain unshaken by their emotional reactions. A calm, steady presence signals that you are grounded in your decision, and their anger won't derail your path. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent, but showing emotional maturity by not allowing external emotions to dictate your actions. No matter how charged with emotion, the past cannot be changed. Once you have moved forward, leaving what's behind in the past is essential. Allowing her to dictate your future based on past grievances will only keep you in a loop of unresolved tension. Instead, focus on personal growth and the direction you want your life and relationships to take. Ultimately, a woman's anger over being replaced or feeling displaced is not about you. It is about her insecurities and fears of losing control. By remaining composed and focused on your path, you clearly message that you are secure in your decisions and future. This approach preserves your emotional well-being and fosters respect and understanding in the relationship, allowing both of you to move forward without being held back by past emotions. Thank you for watching. These dynamics can be challenging, but understanding the emotional patterns helps us make more intentional, empowered relationship decisions. Remember, it's not about manipulation or control. It's about knowing your worth, setting boundaries, and staying true to your values. If you've experienced any of these emotions or situations, I'd love to hear your thoughts and personal stories in the comments below. What strategies have worked for you in handling these kinds of dynamics? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more insights on relationships, emotional intelligence, and personal growth. I look forward to hearing from you and sharing more with you. Stay grounded, stay confident, and, as always, keep moving forward.